Good evening and welcome to our next episode of Cooking with Michael.
And Candace.
Tree Hugger! Thank you everyone who watched the last two episodes of the year. The two-part episode, the green episode. Candace the Tree Hugger showed us all some really cool things we can do. But now this week, we're back to cooking. First of all, thanks for watching. Tonight we're going to jump back into the food again. But of course, we have to thank Andrew Chapel Beer and Wine for making sure we have our hydration for the show.
Not only our wine,
yes.
He also gave us two very cool glasses.
This is our...
Can we say the name? Let's just show the name.
Fuck it. We can say whatever we want.
We know we're supposed to be drinking beer in them, but tonight we are trashy, so as you know, so we will be drinking wine in them.
We usually do the short glass anyway, so this actually adds a little bit of class.
Yes.
We're a little classy. We're classy. I'm going to go ahead and open up my Pinot Grigio. So anyway, tonight we're going to go ahead. We're going to make something that really it looks like a gourmet kind of meal, something that you get at a restaurant, or, an expensive restaurant. Fancy.
Fancy.
It looks intimidating, but we're going to show you how you can do it yourself at home, and it's not that hard.
It really isn't, and it's really good. The cooking is the longest, but the prep is easy, and your date night's going to think you are the best thing in the world, and guaranteed, after the food is done, you're going to get busy.
You can't guarantee that. You don't know what's going on in that person's head.
Well, if the female's cooking it, they're getting busy if they want to, because the guy will do whatever they want.
Okay, guys will always give you whatever you want.
Facts. All right.
So it doesn't matter what you cook. You could fix them a peanut butter and jelly sandwich and still get laid.
Facts.
So that comment was just completely useless.
Facts. All right, so why don't we just show what we're going to do?
Yeah.
Facts. All right, we're going to make a roast beef. And this is not like your typical mom's roast beef where you put it in the pan and you kind of cook it in the oven for a baking dish or whatever for an hour or two. This is actually kind of cool. We're going to show you how to make a really, really nice, really restaurant style. You're going to start off with basically a 2 to 3 pound roast beef. And you want to actually get a good roast beef. You want to go... to your butcher. I went to my butcher shop today. I got the good roast beef. This is an eye round, so it's not the top. It's not the prime rib one. It's not the top of the line. For two reasons. One, it's hard to find that, and two, I'm fucking cheap. So anyway.
You don't need to get the top of the line.
No. You want to make sure that when you do get it with a nice part of fat still left on it, and we'll show you why in just in a little bit. But so anyway, so you take the meat. This is about a 2 1/4 pound roast beef, eye round beef. So we're going to take that, we'll move that out of the way.
Thank you.
All right, and first thing we're going to do is we're going to preheat our oven. We're going to put it to 375, okay, which is actually already done. Do it to 375 and let it preheat, because that's how you're going to start off the roast. And then you're going to take your bakeware dish, okay, but you're not going to put the roast in it.
You're going to put it on the rack below where you're putting the roast.
Yeah, you are.
And why are we doing that?
Well, let me put this in here. Why don't you tell them why we're doing that, Vanna?
He's actually going to put the roast on the rack, not in a pan. And the reason why you put it on a rack instead of in a pan is that you get better airflow. If you put it, the pan kind of stops that convection flow, but if you leave it just on the rack, then nothing is blocked and everything is free to just circulate as it does.
Much more even cooking.
And it makes it a more even cook, and it's just much tastier.
Yeah. Now that we did that, we got that preheated, we got the dish in there, so when you put it in, it's already there. So then we're going to take cooking twine. And you want to make sure when you do cooking twine, you don't get you want to use cotton.
Nothing with polyester in it. And it's not just a tree hugger thing. It's going to melt into your food, and then you will be eating it. Not only will it taste horrible,
poison you,
but if you can choke it down, it's going to poison you with all sorts of icky plastic stuff. And
so you want to get cotton. This is actual designed for cooking twine, but you can go to, You can
go to the craft store as long as it's 100% cotton.
Right, not wool.
It's fine.
Just make cotton.
Yeah, no wool. No wool.
Sheep clothing. Anyway, so I'm going to take this, and I'm going to take off, I'm going to take out about, and I'm going to take enough out to tie up my roast. So basically I'm going to tie up my meat.
Yes, dear.
Handcuffs?
No, because that's metal. You need cotton.
Ah, good point. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to use my my scissors. Use my scissors here. I'm just going to cut off. So while we're doing that, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to wrap this in twine. And why are we doing twine?
Because it makes it much denser and you get a much juicier, more thorough, more even cook.
You can do it without the twine, which is fine, but you aren't going to get the same even cooking like she said. So you really want to make sure you have the twine.
Yeah, if you don't have the twine, it's not the end of the world, but it is better with it. So if you can remember to grab it while you're out, that's great.
Yeah, and I can tell you, I've had this amount of twine for like a year. And I do wrap a lot of things. I wrap pork. So, go with my Pinot Grigio and your Sauvignon Blanc.
Sauvignon
Blanc.
Give me your best peanut impersonation. No.
Cookinwithmichael.us. Oh, sorry.
You know what I just realized?
What?
You are the inverse of Peanut. Because he's mostly bald, but has all of his hair up here, this little fluff, this little pink tuft, right? But Michael has most of his hair here on the sides. He's soon to be missing this.
I'm going to become a monk. Thank you for pointing that out. And she wondered what she was going to make fun of during the show, just so you know. All right.
And mostly, no, put your chin up. Mostly this. The stuff that comes out of his mouth. That's mostly what I make fun of.
Blanc. All right. So we have it wrapped, okay? As you can see. We get around here. Come around here to show you. So we have it wrapped.
Oh, sure. Brag that you can walk up to the camera and show it off because you can reach.
Yeah, let me do it the Hobbit style. Okay, sorry. So we have it wrapped in the twine. Now I'm going to go ahead and take... Uh-oh. Look, ladies and gentlemen, the Hobbit's becoming Amazon. Okay, so what we're going to do is take the meat and we're going to take some olive oil. And yes...
You're going to, I'm going to say it for him to rob him of the joy. You're going to rub the meat down with the olive oil.
Oil my meat. Take it, put it in your hands, rub your hands together, get your hands all nice and oily. It's like for the after dinner. And you want to basically cover your meat in olive oil. Get it all nice and olive oil soaked. Why are you doing this? Because it'll help it brown. When we put it in the oven to roast, it'll actually help brown, okay? If not, it'll still brown, but it's not going to brown as evenly. This makes it a nice even coating of brownness around. And gives it a little bit crusty taste to it, which is what you want on the outside of the roast as well. Okay, so now that we've oiled our meat.
How many times are you going to say it?
At least 3 or 4 more times. Now we're going to season our meat. Start off with a little bit of salt. And again, I use the coarse kosher salt. You can use sea salt, coarse kosher salt. I swear it's the beginning of the alcohol, as far as you know. Put it into a grinder, and then I just do a small little grinding. Okay. And I'm going to basically cover the entire meat with salt. You're not going to over-salt it. You're basically salting the taste, as we always say. Know your audience. And, of course, if you watched our earlier episodes before Candace joined us, which I'm so glad you're on now. I used to say... Some days. We used to say it's a symphony, not a solo. Mm-hmm. Let me tell you. She actually made up that line, which is why I knew she needed to be on the show, because she came up with that quick shit right away, right? I never thought of that. But anyway, so then we do, after the salt, we take our pepper. A pepper grinder.
Yeah, how much did that entire grinder cost you?
This whole grinder cost me $2. With the
grinder and the pepper cost you
$2.98.
And how much did the refill cost if we wanted to refill the pepper grinder we already have?
$9.
Yeah, crazy.
So the tree hugger in her basically exploded. All that was left was hobbit hair and some eyeballs
and some hobbit feet.
That was all that was left when she saw that. It's ridiculous. So
yeah.
Anyway,
it just doesn't make any sense why that would be $9.
I'm just listening to the music in the background. That's playing while she's talking.
It's just very frustrating. It was a very sad day for the tree hugger.
It was. She cried a lot.
It was a sad day.
Alright, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the pepper. Now, the pepper, you use the pepper in the pepper mill, and you grind it out. You're going to grind it with a coarse grind. You don't want to use the really fine that you get already ground. The reason being is the coarse pepper will help that flavor on the outside, but it's also going to help with that skin crusty feel, texture taste that you want. So, you don't...
I never realized that.
Yeah, so, you know, that reason...
I mean, I just did it. I didn't realize why I was doing it.
Yeah, the oil on the meat helps it brown and helps get that... But this
helps
also...
everything stick to it, too.
Right, and this will help. So what you do is you're getting... You can see...
I always thought it was just you didn't want the super fine pepper because then it just... I don't know. To me, super fine pepper has a different flavor from coarse pepper.
It does, because you
Maybe
taste
it's
more...
just
No, you taste more of the pepper when it's coarse.
Okay.
The fine pepper is ground down. You have to use more of it to get a flavor.
Yeah, it's like the flavor's already been spent.
Deflowered. So anyway, so what it looks like is this.
Rag again, tall
I know.
person.
So again, you see on the outside, it's been salt and peppered. So then what we're going to do is we're going to take the meat. It's prepped. That's it. Okay? You're going to take the meat and you're going to put it on the rack.
It's super quick if you're not running your mouth.
Pretty much. Facts. Like Hannah said, we're going to put it right on the rack itself. The reason being, again, like she said, you want that convection airflow.
Yeah.
So,
and when you place it, make sure you place it fat side up because you want that fat to melt. As it heats up, it's going to turn into liquid fat, right? And you want that to ooze through the rest of your cut of meat so that it stays juicy, yummy. You know, if you were to put the fat on the bottom, you would just be wasting and losing all of your fat and all of the flavor that it gives.
right. Anyway, so we're going to go ahead. We're going to put it in the oven. Center of the rack. Make sure you're putting it over your dish that you put in there to catch the grease.
Or else you have an enormous mess to clean up.
So I'm going to put it in there, and we're going to go ahead and we're going to close it up. Now, we're going to let that cook. We're going to set the timer for 30 minutes. Okay? So let it sit, and you're going to go ahead and go for the full 30 minutes. Okay? Don't ever walk away from your food because you don't want, you know, but it's going to go for the full 30 minutes. So after 30 minutes is done, we're going to come back. We're going to show you the next step because there is a second step to cooking this. It's not going to be done in 30 minutes. It's going to take another hour and a half to cook, really depending on the size of your meat. So we'll be back in 30 minutes. We'll show you what step 2 is. All right?
All right.
We'll be right back. Now, we're back, and we've got about 20 seconds or so before this is done. So when this goes off, what we're going to do is we're going to then turn the stove down to 225, and that's where the slow roasting really starts to work, and that's where the yumminess happens.
And that's where you start to smell it throughout the whole house.
Yes. So it's done. So let me turn the timer off real quick, and we can turn the timer off. There we go. And
Are you sure it's off now, honey?
fuck, I don't know. It's my first day with the old stove. So let's take a look at it and see what it looks like after 30 minutes.
Yeah.
All right, so what you can see in there is that's what it looks like after 30 minutes. You can see it's got a nice, very light brown color to it. Okay, you can see it's kind of over top of the center rack. You can see the dripping going down into the pan, which is exactly what you want, but it's actually going all the way, the air is actually going all the way around. So that's what it looks like, and then we're going to do the next step. So you saw it. You can see a light brown to it. So now what we're going to do is we're going to turn the oven down to, like I said, 225. So
it was 375. Now, after you check it, you turn it down to 225. Very important. You don't want to leave it up at 375.
Otherwise, you will have one burnt-ass roast. Then you want to set your timer for an hour and a half. I'm going to tell you why here. Oops. So for an hour and a half, that's going to bring it to a medium rare cook, which is really nice. But you're also going to use your meat thermometer to check it, okay? And you want to be sure that you put this in the right meat. Okay.
How did I know he was going to do that?
She did not stop me. So when you put it in, when you stick it in, you want to make sure it goes to anywhere from 135 to 140 degrees. Anything more than 140 degrees, and it's overcooked. So you want to check it first in an hour and a half.
But any lower than what? Then it's what?
Okay, if it's lower than that. No, so if it's lower than 135, it's going to be closer to rare. If it's lower than 120, you want to let it in for a little bit longer.
Okay.
Okay, so you really want to be at least 120 degrees internal temperature. Although meat, it's not like ground hamburgers, so you don't have to worry about the any kind of bacteria or anything like that. You can actually eat raw steak. Yeah. It just, in my mind, I like rare meat, but that's a little bit too rare even for me. I don't want it mooing, although she likes it when it moves.
We should make steak tartare sometime.
We could make steak tartare sometime.
Ooh.
Okay.
Anybody who wants steak tartare, tell us in the comments. Okay.
Or email us at cookingwithmichael.us, Candace@cookingwithmichael.us. By the way, thank you to Casey who sent us a suggestion. We will be doing that in an upcoming feature episode soon, which is a nice cornbread. So she sent us a nice recipe for us to try. So we're going to try it on television. Yeah, so really excited. But anyway, so we'll do that. But so let it go for the hour and a half. Check it at the hour and a half. Make sure the temperature is where you want it to be. If you want it a little bit more well done, you want the internal temperature to be a little higher. 145, 150, 160. To me, that's just killing the meat. It's not worth it.
Please don't do that.
No. So we'll let it go. And then after an hour and a half, we'll take it out. We'll cut it. We'll taste it. Show you what it looks like.
Chow down on it.
And then we'll chow down and have a great date night dinner. And go from there. So hopefully go from there. With my meat. Anyway, so we'll be back in an hour and a half when it's done, and we'll check it, take a look at it, and love it and enjoy it. We'll see you back in an hour and a half. All right, we're back. It's been an hour and a half on 225, so we're gonna go ahead and take this this thing out and
eat it.
We're gonna make sure it's done.
I don't care. We're gonna eat it.
We're gonna eat it. All right. So I'm gonna go ahead. I'm gonna go ahead and take it out of the oven here. So this is what the roast looks like when it's done. You can see we put it in with the fat side up. Take a look at that.
Don't let it roll on the floor.
Don't let it roll on the floor! Yeah, it rolls around. But you can see it's nice and nice little crust there. You can see the string did not melt into it because we used
cotton. 100% cotton.
That's right. We want to test it, so we're going to go ahead and we're going to take our meat thermometer. We're going to put it in the right meat.
Stab it in the center.
And we're right about 138 degrees. So perfect. First thing we're going to do is going to take that string off. I'm really doing this more. I'm actually doing this more or less to make her wait, because the longer it takes for me to get cut, the longer it takes before she gets eaten. She gets salty.
Because I'm not already salty this evening?
Really? We're going to use, the best thing to do really is you use kind of like a long bread knife, the serrated knife. Makes an easier cut.
As long as it's sharp.
As long as it's sharp. And we're going to cut right into the end of this puppy. And you take a look at that, and you got yourself a nice medium rare roast. Take this off here. Would you like to taste this?
Yeah, I need a knife.
Oh, fuck you.
Try not to send yourself to the ER that's right up the street.
Across the street. All right, so
walking distance.
move this out of the way.
Or limping distance, depending on the degree.
Phoebe wants to try it as well.
All right.
I think she'd like them to try too. Just a perfect blend of seasonings and everything. Fantastic. Slow rip. Let me try it with you. Phoebe wants it, as I said.
Phoebe's not getting it.
So, that melts in your mouth, doesn't it? Yeah. So, perfect way to make a roast. Again, real simple. Prep it. 375 for 30 minutes on the rack directly. Lower to 225.
Fat side up, very important.
Fat side up. Not fat side up, but fat side up for the meat. Sorry. And then turn it on 225 for an hour and a half. Keep an eye on it as it gets close to the hour and a half. Check your temperature. But hour and a half for about a 2.25 pound roast is perfect. A little bigger roast is going to take a little bit longer, but keep an eye on it again. The lower the temperature, the more rare inside. Perfect, quick.
Rare.
Ooh. Yeah, that happened. All right, so that's pretty much it. It's our first show of 2022. Real quick, easy date night dinner. Easy prep, a little longer term, but again, it'll make your date think that you're this phenomenal chef that spent hours cooking over the best roast she's ever going to have or he's ever going to have. So,
yeah, it looks like you put a lot more effort into it than you really did.
Yeah, exactly. So, that's it. But we want to take a quick second. First of all, thank you all for watching tonight's episode. Hope you try it, love it. Let us know. Comment on the video. Let us know what you think. And share it.
The more shares, the better.
The more shares, the better. It'd be great. So we want to take just a quick second. Thank everyone who helped us.
including Phoebe, for the moments where she usually doesn't bark.
I want to take a quick moment and thank everyone who helped us through 2021. It was a great year. We brought Candace on, regular co-host, loving every minute of that. Our friends in the South, in Florida, our friends in Pittsburgh, our friends out west.
They've all let us make fun of them.
Absolutely, we could have done it without you guys. So thank you so much. We really love all you guys watching. We love doing this every single week. So we'll see you next week with another episode, another great date night dinner next Saturday night, every Saturday night. Real quick, coming up in a few weeks, we're going to do another on location. We're going to be in.
Oh, that's right.
Are
we going to give away the location now, or make them wait a little longer?
Ooh, I think we should make them wait.
Okay.
We'll have a great, unique meal and an on location episode.
We might have a couple of them actually.
I think we will actually.
I have a couple.
We're really excited about it. So, all right. So, yep. Just keep clicking on the videos. Watch them. Check out the website, cookingwithmichael.us. Let us know what you think. Comment on the videos on YouTube. Thank you so much for watching, and let's look forward to a great 2022. Happy New Year, everybody.
Happy New Year.
Enjoy. See you next week, Saturday night, 8 p.m. Cooking with Michael.
And Candace the Tree Hugger.
Tree Hugger! Good night, everybody.